Welcome, everybody, to Does That Make Sense, the podcast. I'm your host, Andy Denen. This is episode number 25. 25. We are just a little bit over a week into 2026. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, wonderful New Year, and that the year's off to a good start. If you are one of those individuals who sets goals or resolutions, hopefully everything is off to a good start for you. I'm not a big resolution guy. I like to set goals and I like to hit some targets and try to hit some targets, but I really just love to flip the page and just hit a new year with a fresh start and get things moving and growing. So hopefully everything's working well for you. I want to encourage and invite everybody to jump over on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, to surf on over to Replay Studios, search Replay Studios on YouTube, because we are going to be transitioning where DTMS is going to be part of a larger network of channels and podcasts and TV shows on YouTube, and we want to see you over there. So if you just type in youtube.com/@studiosreplay, you can find it. So if you search Replay Studio, you should be able to get it. So before we get any further, on the ones and twos over there is Ryan, as usual. Are you mic'd up, Ryan? How are you?
I am. I'm doing
What's
good.
going on?
I'm going to leave
good?
If he's not mic'd up.
Oh, I'm here. I'm
Ryan's feeling good. Ryan's good. And then Brandon, producer extraordinaire. How's it going over there?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Do you have a good New Year?
Oh, yeah, I did. Went and spent a little bit of time with Mike Euler.
Mike Euler, Replay OG.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
One of the original founding members.
The founding member. Yeah, very cool. The first paycheck I ever cut on a Replay paycheck was to Mike Euler.
Michael Shalom Euler.
Is he Jewish?
What? Yeah. Yeah, yes.
Shout out to Mike. Love you, man. Hope you're doing well. Got married.
Yeah, he did.
Moved to a new house.
Last year, yeah.
That's what happens when you get paid by somebody other than Replay. You can afford all that. Oops.
We love the people we work with.
Oh, we do. That's enough. That pays all the bills.
Just smiles.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's enough. So today we have an exciting guest. I love it when we have a guest for the first time because it's just always a fun conversation. I know this guy pretty well. We've known each other for a few years now. We're going to get into why and how we know him. But let me just introduce him. Daniel, how are you?
I'm good.
What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. You guys drugged me in here, convinced me to do it.
I'm excited. So if you don't know Daniel Blount, he is my brother-in-law just a couple years ago. What is it? Will it be 3 years this July?
Oh, man, you just put me on the spot for a
Is
really
it
hard
3
question.
years?
Yes, it will be 3 years this July,
in
2022.
July that you have been married to my sister. This is coming up on 3 years. So let's just talk a little bit about how you and I mean, obviously we got to know each other because of Courtney, because you were dating my sister and stuff like that. So let's get into the more exciting thing. How did you meet Courtney? Because to be honest with you, I've heard the stories, but my wife was more around all the time. Mm-hmm. So you guys met.
Your wife was there for the very first time I met her.
Yeah. Because it was they were out doing a girls' night or something. And didn't you pop in later?
So the whole story goes, I worked for Children's Services in Mahoning County for a little while and had a kid placed at Safe House. Ran into an old acquaintance of mine, and it was just a running joke. We were old friends in high school, and I said, "Do you have any single friends that are normal?"
Oh, yes.
And it started with a ... and Courtney's name was the first one that came up, and I said, "Well, set it up."
That's so funny.
It started as a joke.
Yeah.
She didn't want to meet me at first. It took a while, and the story has it from her friends. It took several margaritas and a night at Mexican for her to text me.
For her to text. I mean, listen, liquid courage. I mean, that's the thing that does it. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for, that's why she loves her Mexican Friday nights, because she has Mexican to thank for her working up the courage.
Exactly.
There's something in there about her nail lady too. I remember hearing something where she was getting her nails done and her nail lady was like, "Girl, you deserve it. You text that boy." Or whatever. So you might have the nail lady to thank.
Yeah.
Which is funny because if Courtney goes about as often as Steph goes, right? Is it every 2 weeks they go get nails done? So, I mean, they better make magic happen. Shoot. I got to budget a whole line item for nails.
Yeah. So. I refuse to pay for Lexi's nails.
I'm not commenting on any of this right now.
Steph doesn't watch the podcast, so she won't even know. Now, I joke with Steph all the time. I'm like, I said, you know that your nails cost more than some of our utilities. And she's like, well, she does a good job.
Listen,
So-
I've heard some prices of other people's nails, and I know what my wife's cost, so I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool with what she does.
You both work really hard.
Yep.
You deserve the finer things in life. So talking about working hard, you did children's services because you've got a background in law enforcement before that, right? Like degree wise.
Yeah. So I have a criminal justice degree. I did go through the police academy in 2011.
Okay.
So quite some time ago, I had to do the police academy, or you had to do an internship to graduate with your bachelor's at YSU in criminal justice.
Okay.
Thought I wanted to be a cop at the time. That there was a lot of layoffs.
Yeah.
Long story short, didn't play out. I graduated from YSU the following December. So December 2013, I graduated, December
Right
2013, right in
that
that area. And then started applying for jobs, and I came across this part-time job at Children's Services. Let me preface with, there were no law enforcement jobs at the time. The Sheriff's Department in Mahoning County, where my brother had worked, they had just done layoffs, so
yeah, they weren't
hiring.
Yeah.
I couldn't even go work what's called a commission there. So ended up applying to different jobs, and Children's Services came up. I had no idea what they did at the time. No idea what I was applying for, but I got the job. I knew it had great benefits, and I started from there. And
yeah. How long did you work there before you met Courtney?
So I had worked there from 2014, January 2014 to 2017, and I went and did some work at Trumbull Correctional Institution.
Okay.
Was there as a corrections officer. I wanted to eventually be a case manager there. Didn't work out. Ended up hating it at the end.
Yeah.
Came back to Children's Services for a few more years until Safe House.
You met. Yeah.
So about a total of 7 years.
So, and I didn't know this early on, and you had just reminded me, I learned it maybe a year or two ago, that you had a kid placed with Safe House as when you were a worker for Children's Services. Yep. So you had probably communicated at some point. Did you communicate with Courtney?
Lots of times.
Just didn't. It just did. Did that connect to you right away when you met her? Did you realize that it was the same person?
Yeah.
Because
I go back to memories in my head. I remember seeing her in the hallway, when I would come visit. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that wild? Those kind of things. This is like weird. One of my kind of guilty pleasure movies is Serendipity, with Kate Beckinsale.
Okay.
Because I think, like, if I had a celebrity crush, Kate Beckinsale would be on any list.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say she's the one. I'm like, really?
She's high.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That's
I
right.
find her to be just gorgeous, and the accent, like, whatever, win across the board. And so obviously that movie, I'm like, it's not the best movie in the world, but it's like, hey, she's in it. Like, I'll pay attention. But in it, they talk about, it's about serendipitous things. And I love the word serendipity too, or serendipitous. It's just a fun word. This is that. Like, you worked in Children's Services. You worked with Courtney in a professional situation. Courtney has been clinical coordinator of Safe House, for years. And before that, she played the role of assistant clinical coordinator. I put it in quotations because she's always kind of been in this like authoritative role that she's in now, where she kind of runs a lot of the organization. And before that, she was a case manager. And so she's been in this field forever. And so the fact that you connected with her and that you worked with her and then you meet her and then now you're married is just bonkers. But you didn't start dating as a direct connection or as a direct result of that work connection. Yeah. Like, some people are like, I met her because I was this and our paths crossed. Your paths crossed and nothing happened. It was only later on that somebody was like, she's normal. Yep. And so your standards were a little low for any single people that are normal. And then Courtney just blew them out of the water. She's very normal. By my standard anyway. Yeah. So very cool. And I got to say, I want to talk about going through the journey of dating and then getting married. We got to spend like a few days for your bachelor weekend. Me and you and your two brothers, we went to the Bourbon Trail.
Yes.
Which was a blast. And I remember getting home and Steph was like, how'd it go? And I said, I think it's going to be really fun having a brother. Like that was what I told Steph. So I'll embarrass you like crazy in front of the podcast thing. Isn't it?
That's so cute that you said that.
That's what I told her. Yeah. I said, I think I'm going to like having a brother because I grew up and I only had Courtney as a sister. And then Courtney did date people before. And I was like, okay. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so good job.
Hey, I'm glad I fall in the better category.
Yeah.
There.
Like I'm excited that it's you. That's my brother-in-law because I like you. And so, yeah. So you've been married. So we talked about all that. Let's get into a little bit about what we do now. You and I, we work together now. You work at Safe House. So if you're watching and you're tuning in and you're kind of new to the whole thing, you can check back on older podcasts. We run a residential treatment facility called Safe House. You can learn a lot about it if you go to safehousersd.com. You can search Safe House Residential on YouTube and you can see some videos about the vision. We did a 8-episode series of podcasts that kind of lay out how it got to be. So there's all kinds of things that you can check out. So you serve right now as the administrator of Safe House. What does that job entail? What is it that you do for this vision of Safe House?
So a big portion of it is dealing with the state because obviously Safe House, we're a private entity, but we're overseen by the state of Ohio Department of Children and Youth. So a big majority of my job is directly communicating with our state licensing representative, policies, keeping things in compliance as far as all those state rules and regulations go. I do recertifications.
You're deeply involved in training the staff, making sure that everybody's got their skills.
I do referrals, which I handle with Courtney. We kind of share that responsibility of reading referrals for kids and then sharing them with our treatment team to see if they'd be a good fit.
If you are unaware, and I try to qualify because I don't want to ever assume that everybody knows what we're talking about. A referral process is when we're licensed with all 88 counties in the state of Ohio. So we can accept kids from any county in Ohio that's part of this social system. We get them from the county themselves. We get them from juvenile courts. We can accept private cases. I mean, there's a number of different entities that can place a child with Safe House. So when you're saying referrals, what's the process, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that you'll get a packet basically that just is like, hey, we have this kid. This is their whole case. This is everything that we know about them since they've been inside the system of trying to get rehabilitated or whatever. Mm-hmm. Do you want to accept them? So when you say referrals, that's the kind of stuff that he's looking at, which is hard stuff. I mean, some of these cases are kids that have experienced the worst that humanity can offer. They're 9, 10, 11 years old. And you got to sit here and part of your day is just come to work and be like, I'm going to read these today. What's that like?
Now in the beginning, I guess I come from a bit different perspective. Coming from children's services, I've heard those stories.
You had to write some of those reports.
I've wrote some of them. I've investigated them. So to read them, I don't ever want to say it's easy because it never will get easier reading anything about a child and some of the stuff that they've endured. But it's another part of the day. It's part of the bigger picture. I always tell everyone that the job's hard, no matter if from our direct care staff to Courtney's level. The job's hard. It doesn't matter what level you're at. But if you can help one kid in your entire career. So if you work at Safe House for 30 years and you changed only one kid's life, is it worth it? And I always 100%. Say, So it's part of the not desensitizing from it, but understanding that this comes with the job. It's hard, but someone's got to do it.
There is a sense of dissociation that you have to have. You have to separate what you're reading on paper from the reality, because then if you can do that and you can get the kid and you can help them, then you can close that gap a little bit because there's wholeness and there's health and there's healing that happens. And so, it takes a unique perspective and a unique personality. And so Courtney, I don't know if I said this, she's the clinical coordinator, which means that she oversees the entire treatment team, which is made up of all the therapists, all the case managers, anybody who has anything to do with the case. And so it is Hard work.
She's an LISWS, right?
Yeah, which it stands for Licensed Independent Social Worker.
Supervisor.
And then that -S is a supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's able to, with Courtney's qualifications, she could run a private practice.
Yeah.
She could counsel people. She can't prescribe medications, but she can provide full counseling. She's board certified. She has board, certification that she has to like adhere to.
Yeah.
And so, but that qualification she's leveraging to promote Safe House as a program to provide these residential services.
Yeah, Lexi and me talk about Courtney a bit because I don't know if you remember this, but Lexi's dad was an LISWS.
Okay.
So we talk about Courtney a good bit, and Lexi reminded me that at the time when she met her, she was one of the like 3 or 4 people in Ohio that was trained in brain mapping too.
Yeah. You might be able to, I don't know, she did this before she met you, so I don't know how much she utilizes it now. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I remember her talking about the training she did for the brain mapping. And they're over. It's not very common. I don't know if it's just not widely used yet, but there have been a couple counties that have requested that she do a brain map on the youth.
And it's incredibly fascinating. And I think the number might be 6 or 7, but it is it's a handful.
Did you just use a 6-7 reference?
Yeah, I think it's 6-7. Clip that for TikTok.
Yep.
So the brain mapping thing is something that has to happen. You have to have medical records all the way back to basically birth in order for it to be fully functioning, because you have to track every
trauma
important incident that happened in a kid's development to kind of know where it's at. But if you can get all that info and you can effectively map it, it is incredibly effective. Because you can pinpoint target specific treatment plans and therapeutic interventions to speak to the different areas. What we're learning about the brain and the development through trauma over the last, 2 decades, 25 years is mind blowing compared to what we thought we knew before then. And so, and this is a whole different podcast to talk about that. But the fact that she has that skill, and she's an incredible clinician, she's an incredible diagnostician. She can look at a case and she can say, this diagnosis on this kid is wrong. I think it's more this. She's incredibly compassionate. She works more efficiently. We joke about how my mom is probably the most efficient worker at Safe House.
Yeah.
She'll come in and do 20 hours of work in 6 hours and be like, I'm going home. And we're all like, oh, the banker's hours. And she's like, I did more than you did. And we're like, okay, you're right. Courtney is incredibly efficient. She's incredibly compassionate. And so, yeah, we love Courtney.
When's she coming on, dude?
She said no. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to sit in front of the camera. She doesn't want to talk about it.
I'm gonna see if I could trick her into
You might trick her into doing it. Maybe if Danny, we get a second mic and her and Danny come out together.
Maybe.
I get her to talk.
Good luck.
We need to get her talking about the Cavs, which she might get all pissy. Like that would be a bad conversation.
Get her
right
talking
now.
about JT.
Get her talking about Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have. We could push our mics away because she's just gonna be.
Yeah.
She'll be doing her thing. So let's talk bourbon.
Okay.
We did the bourbon trail.
Talk about bourbon.
Yeah, we did the bourbon trail.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to
so we
started in like Louisville.
Yeah, we started in Louisville, but it was just outside of Louisville. We had a little Airbnb on the river.
Yeah.
It was
so
cool.
close to one of the distilleries that if the wind was blowing right, you could smell the distillery air.
Yeah.
Right.
Whiskey is a sweet corn smell. It was great.
It was it was wild. So we learned a lot too, because I didn't know that the reason why they do so many distilleries there is because the limestone underground helps purify the water in a different way. Like
Which is what makes bourbon.
It adds more minerals to it during the distillery process, the distillation process. It gives it unique textures and, the bouquet of flavors and all this other stuff. So where'd we go? We went to
Four Roses.
Four Roses.
We did
Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace. That was the biggest.
We did Buffalo Trace. Yeah. That was the biggest distillery.
Yeah,
that was the one that had the longest
see.
line. It was the most like intense out of all of them. Woodford Reserve, I really liked.
That was my favorite. The scenery. That was your what I would call Kentucky bourbon
Bluegrass.
country. Yeah.
I mean, rolling hills, stunning. Four Roses was pretty, but it was small.
Mm-hmm.
What was the guy's name at Buffalo Trace?
Fast Freddy.
Fast Freddy.
Fast Freddy has his own. I might have added the fast part, but he also makes his own root beer, which is incredible.
It's like the best root beer ever. But he is like a famous like figurehead for Buffalo Trace. He's just like a staff member. He just works there.
He does tours every day.
The tours and the tastings.
Has like a huge like cult following and within the bourbon community. People love to get the tours with him. They're all over the Facebook page about him.
Talk about the Blanton's thing. What is it about the caps?
So the Blanton's caps. So you every bottle of Blanton's, they have the little horse figurine on top, and each one has a letter in it, and it spells out Blanton's. And if you can collect all the letters to spell out Blanton's, they will. If you bring into Buffalo Trace, they'll actually craft a barrel stave for you
and
to
mount those on it, right? Did you know that?
Yeah, I think you told me about that before. It makes you wonder if it's kind of like that McDonald's Monopoly thing where the O is impossible to find.
Well, what's really funny is if you go to Blanton's, you can cheat and buy all of the labels.
Well, you can find them on eBay.
And so there's some people that will not do it that way. Okay. They're looking at the bottles,
purists,
and they are looking for it.
$5,000 later, we're going to give you a piece of bourbon barrel,
old bourbon barrel that we don't need. It's worthless to us, and you've already spent the money, and then we'll send it back in 14 weeks. Like you have no idea when you're going to get it back.
Yeah.
But another cool thing because there's a couple other ones I want to talk about, but another cool thing that we found was the woodworking guy.
Yeah.
That was at,
we got his autograph, didn't we?
We did, because all he does all day is he makes various pieces of woodwork out of old oak barrels.
Nice.
And that's his job. He just comes to work every day. He works in this little barn and he just makes stuff and then they sell it in their shop.
Nice.
Or you can order it directly from him. He's got stuff displayed. He had like American flags like carved out of, he would mount all of these staves together and then
all kinds of crazy
I mean, it
stuff.
was wild.
He was a woodworker, what am I trying to say? Woodworker. Carpenter by trade.
Oh, by trade.
And so in my head, I'm thinking he's got to make insane money there to not
have
to be
to
a
go
master
to work.
woodworker and make figurines at a distillery.
There was a baby bassinet made out of old staves. And in my head, I thought, what kind of alcoholic do you got to be to be like, this is where I'm going to put my son?
Call that a West Virginia bassinet.
My grandmother's from West Virginia. We can make that joke.
Sorry, Grandma.
Sorry,
Mama.
We love Mama.
I can.
Almost got it. You got it.
Mama?
Yeah.
Mama.
So here I am on camera and I finally get it.
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah. I think it's a myth. I think people could say it. They just don't want to.
They get stuck in their head.
Yeah.
A lot of people just go mama.
Yeah, Courtney gets really confused when I refer to his grandma. And
I don't know who that is.
I got to experience Mama.
That was good.
He's nailing it.
In her roots, actually, at a family reunion.
Down in West Virginia.
In the holler.
Yeah.
And when I mean in the holler, there were parts. Courtney and I found this plays into the bourbon. We found this random bourbon distillery in the holler that I read about.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, you went past... I mean, I was waiting for a banjo to come out. I remember being in my car and I'm
nobody
like,
playing it.
This is not the east side of Youngstown. We're
yeah.
This is the holler, and the people were super, super kind. I didn't know anything about bourbon at the time, and I got some nasty. I mean, it wasn't good, so I won't.
It was moonshine.
Yeah,
it wasn't even bourbon.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of the other. So what did we say? Woodford Reserve was that was my favorite looking at too. There was one that we went to that had like amazing. Like there was like a theater that we walked into and they had this video thing and it was later in the trip. So we were all like,
that was Bardstown.
Bardstown was really good.
Cool.
We went to, we said Four Roses, Woodford Reserve. We went to Jim Beam. We went to a lot. Jim Beam had one of the best pizzas I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Because there was a restaurant there. And this is the first time, this is going to sound stupid, but I had pizza. It's the first time I had hot honey on pizza.
Oh, it was good.
I was like, this is so good. Now I know what I'm doing for dinner. You want to go? We need to go get pizza.
I don't like Jim Beam, so I think it's hilarious that the best part about their factory was the pizza.
Well, Jim Beam's one of those whiskey bourbons where you're kind of like, okay, it exists.
Yeah, it tastes like a box to me. Same thing with Jack. It tastes like a cardboard box in my opinion.
How do you feel about Scotch? Because you have a particular thing about Scotch.
I hate Scotch.
What did you say it tastes like?
The peat. It's peated. Scotch is peated. It's part of the process of making it. It's whiskey until it's
not.
And
so, because you,
I don't mind Scotch.
We had a double oaked, a Johnny Walker.
Okay.
Double black.
Yeah.
Is what it was when you were at my. This was
Tastes like dirt.
a long
to
time
me.
ago, but you said like wormy dirt.
Dirt. It
You
tastes
know?
like dirt.
Wormy.
Don't ask me how I know
And
what dirt
because
tastes like.
I keep on setting these benchmarks for myself where I'm going to go buy myself a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue because that's my favorite Scotch.
Is it?
Is Johnny Walker Blue. And it's like I don't know. Everybody has their idea of like how old that's aged, but it's an older aged Scotch.
Yeah.
And, I've heard people be like, there's a 30-year version. I've never seen a 30-year aged version of Scotch.
Yeah.
Not Johnny Walker anyway. And so, but I had such an appreciation for bourbon because a lot of these places, what I liked about it is Woodford was one that we got to see him, and especially Buffalo Trace, is you're walking in and you're seeing these barrels. They've been sitting in those, what do they call the buildings? I can't think of it.
Rick houses.
The rick houses. We see them sitting in these rick houses for 12 years. And they got 2 more years left before they're even going to bring them down to the floor level because they're not ready. And I'm sitting here going, I was 20. Excuse me. I was 20 when that bourbon was poured into that barrel, the one that's wherever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're looking at some dates where they're old. I mean, that bottle of bourbon is going to be $700 when it gets poured. And some of these guys, their job is to walk in there, tap a hole in it,
try it,
taste it. And I'm like, that is, what are you doing at work today?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go potentially put a kid into a physical restraint because they're trying to hurt themselves or somebody else. What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to go taste bourbon all day. It's like,
I'm going to get a ride home.
I'm going to get a ride home. Like, I'm going to have a little bit of bourbon after my job because of my job. No, I'm just kidding. So that was a good time. You are the youngest?
Yes.
Of your brothers, and it's just you and your 2 brothers. You don't have sisters or anything.
Nope.
And so, what's that like? Because I only have one sister. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if I've ever said that explicitly, but I only ever talk about Courtney. So, did you guys fight? Were you guys like the wrestling match in the backyard kind of brothers?
All the time.
Yeah.
And normally, I was the youngest until I got big enough to,
push back
a little bit. But it's funny, as kids, we fought all the time. As adults, I can't tell you a single. We mess with each other, but I don't know that we've had like a single serious argument that's lasted more than, I mean, you experienced.
Well, and I was just about to say that I went home and I told both Steffi and Courtney, I was like, I would have expected brothers, because you're not far in age. Like, you're all generally like we're within a few years of each other.
A few years of Matt.
And you've got a couple younger brothers.
Oh yeah, I'm the oldest, but I got a lot.
And so, you wouldn't expect. Ryan, you got siblings?
Yeah, but they're all older than me in their 20s, 30s.
I mean, do you? So you didn't fight?
Oh, we fought still, but I was a lot stronger, so I kind of dominated everybody,
Ryan, were you the punching bag, or was that not a part of your?
No, my brothers were all they were pretty old by the time I was around.
So they didn't even have time to, they were like, it was beneath them to even pound you.
One could say that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you saved yourself. And so one thing that I noticed, and I told Courtney this is, and Steph both, I was like, I would have expected more like kind of rams butting heads, three brothers, similar personalities. We're in this Airbnb that was small, but it was beautiful, but it wasn't huge. You guys were great. Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. Don't get me wrong.
We need to do that again. We need to do that trip again.
Who's the biggest out of your brothers?
Biggest or oldest?
Biggest.
My brother Nick.
Nick. I mean, you're talking like just brute force.
Yeah.
Nick's probably got more pound for pound.
Nick was the football player. He was the.
I mean, he's in law enforcement now. Yeah.
He has been for about 17. Wow, I'm getting old. 17 years now, maybe more.
But I defy you to know more trivia than Matt, his other brother. Mm-hmm. Like, Matt's got some
he's
brain.
Smart.
He's got some brain power.
Is he the second biggest, or are you the second biggest?
Matt's probably bigger.
No.
I guess we got to get a wrestling match going.
Yeah. Ding ding. Well, Matt lives in Texas.
Yeah.
Nick's local. We could figure that out. Let's get Nick on the phone.
That's the one you don't want to wrestle with, though, right?
Nah, take him.
You probably could, actually. Honestly. I wouldn't cross Danny. I've watched him engage in what we've had to do at Safe House where there's been some incidents. I wouldn't cross Danny.
No, I wouldn't either.
He's never hurt anybody, but you can see the strength. And here's the thing that people don't realize is that when you have composure and strength, Danny can do that.
Yeah.
So,
most of the time, not always.
when it comes to the kids, you do.
Yeah.
You might be ready to knock some heads off some staff faster.
Yeah,
than
down the
kids.
hallway it can get interesting, and behind the closed doors.
Yeah, well, that's where it's supposed to happen. We're good there.
Yeah.
So we, I don't want to talk just about work either, but we've had good bourbon conversations. We're both Buckeyes fans, so we can have a moment to mourn. But we were both okay. Like if you're unfamiliar with sports, the Ohio State Buckeyes ranked number 1 in college football for most of the season, made it into the college football playoff. They got a bye week the first week. They played the Miami Hurricanes in the second round. Miami did not get a bye, so they beat a team already. Then they came in and they beat us. They kind of controlled the whole game. So we're both still trying to get over that. But we and I both had the conversation. By the time the game was over, we were kind of like, man, they just beat us.
It is what I had nothing I could be super mad about.
Yeah.
I questioned some of the play calling, saying needs a little work in the off season with getting out of that pocket and moving his legs.
Yeah, he did. He held on to the ball for a long time, and we can talk about it because there's sports fans that watch this. I think that Ryan Day taking up the play calling after not doing it all season was probably a problem.
Yeah, Heartline, it wasn't leaving on bad terms. I think any employer, not just in football, if someone's going to move on to a bigger position, you support that. I wasn't happy about the decision to pull Heartline. Who knows that offense better than Heartline? I don't think that he would come in there and intentionally not. His head's in that enough to me to continue to make play calls.
He could have made the play calls.
Yeah,
and I do agree that if he would have made play calls, the game, I don't know if the outcome would have been different, but we would have played better. The Buckeyes would have had a more efficient offense.
And I'm sure Reese will be listening to this because when I tell you I trolled Reese, I'm sure you guys have heard it, hanging out in the office for this entire season. I would walk into the kitchen and I would just troll him. Yeah. And he would take it and he said, "This year isn't our year. This is very early in the season."
Right.
And so it builds up. He's going, Miami's winning next game after next game after next game. And I'm in my head, I'm going, oh crap, man, they're coming in the playoffs, man. And then he starts talking rematch.
Yep. At one point in the season, the Ohio State Buckeyes were ranked number 1 and the Miami Hurricanes were ranked number 2. And if you have been following college football long enough, in the 2002 season, the Ohio State Buckeyes won the BCS national championship in double overtime by beating the Miami Hurricanes. And Reese still wasn't over it. Like, he's not over it. Most Miami Hurricane fans are not. And we were talking before we went on that Ohio State Buckeyes fans are kind of widely renowned as and known as being really annoying. Yeah, like, if you most like ranking of worst fan bases across all sports, Ohio State's usually in like the top 3.
I mean, we call for the head of a coach that's lost like 4 games in 8 years.
As a group, we are terrible. And so
you guys kind of love it because anytime we travel with Nate's like, I can't wait to talk to people about Ohio State.
About the Buckeyes. And nobody doesn't have something to say. There's always something to say.
Even when we were in Aruba, we ran into a Tennessee fan.
So we got to talk about this. And I'm not going to say what this guy says because I'm not going to cuss on the podcast. But and I was going to talk about this later because we have this like 40th birthday thing that we do. So it wasn't that vacation that you guys did the podcast, right? That was when we were in Paulie's, I think. So anyway, we talked about it. I went to Aruba this year. I took stuff to Aruba. We have this plan. Me, Danny, Courtney, and my wife have a pact kind of where whoever turns 40 gets to pick where we go, and the 4 of us all have to go, right? So I went to Washington, D.C., and it happened to be the hottest day in 10 years, or hottest week in 10 years out there. A year later, Steph is like, I'm turning 40. I'm not doing it unless it's at an all-inclusive, kid-free cocktail in my hand. And we were like, okay, that's a little different than Washington, D.C. I feel like I'm getting the short end of this stick, fuzzy end of that lollipop, but let's do it. So we went to Aruba, And we're in Aruba, and every night in these resorts, they have like a show, whether it's music or dancing. They did like a I can't think of the name of it, but they had a bunch of costumes and it was a good time. And so one of the nights they brought up people from the audience and they're like, "Where are you from?" This guy, thick Southern accent. It's like, "I'm from Tennessee." And we were all like, "Whoa, like we're just a little bit away from you." And some other lady was like, "I'm from Ohio." And we were all OH, right? And of course, even people who weren't from around there were like, "Oh my God." Right. and so then the next day, that guy, we run into him and we're like, "Hey, Tennessee." And he's like, "Oh, were you guys the ones from Ohio?" I mean, thick accent. And we said, "Yeah." And then do you remember what he said?
You beat the dog crap. Said, in better words, you beat the dog crap.
He literally leans back and he goes, "Man, this is months after the Ohio State Buckeyes dominated the Tennessee Volunteers in the first round of last year's playoff, which you and I got to go to.
There. That was awesome.
Woot, awesome time. Very cold. It's the only game I've ever left early. And it was because we were winning by 40 and we had a 3-hour drive home and we were freezing our tits off. Like it was so cold.
It was freezing.
So this guy, months later, that was in December? And here we are in Aruba in September. I mean, it's 9-10 months later. He goes, "Y'all from Ohio? Buckeyes fans?" We said, "Yeah." He goes, "Y'all beat the dog out of us." And just says it so matter of fact. My sister told that story yesterday to somebody. She's like, "It's like my favorite thing that happened all year." Because he just literally was like, "Man, y'all beat and just said it." So we talked to that guy for maybe 10 minutes, sitting there in Aruba, completely different country, never going to see this guy again. That's Buckeyes fans can be annoying. We bring the world together. You know what I mean? That's what it means to be a sports fan. So you're welcome. Anybody who wants to be a hater on the Buckeyes. Reese, I know you're listening. You might have beat us, but
go Bucks.
You don't hear people in Aruba talking about Miami Hurricanes. Probably because they don't need to go to Aruba to get sunshine in Miami the way that we do in Ohio. So go Bucks. So we're Buckeyes fans. We're Browns fans. That's a whole different saga. We're going to talk about it because it's news. Do you think that them letting go of Kevin Stefanski was appropriate?
I think Kevin Stefanski wanted to go.
I probably wouldn't blame him. It's not a very winning culture organization over there.
I'm the worst Browns fan ever. I'm a fan when it's okay to be a fan. So, but I just at the point is how many coaches do you go through?
How many is this for us since 99?
It's got to be a record.
14?
How many owners have we had since 99?
Oh, I don't know. Too many.
I mean,
at least 2 or 3, maybe 4. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Browns fandom is hard. Okay. So we've talked, we don't have it. There's not a whole lot to say about the Browns. We could talk sports all day. We could talk Buckeyes. We could talk Cavs a little bit. College football, the Buckeyes are kind of like your prime team, right?
Yep. Die hard Buckeyes fan.
We're going to get into something that's in the news right now, and it's not actual news, but it's pop culture news. And I want to hear all of your thoughts on Stranger Things. So here, we have watched the final season separately, but I caught up and I finished it just a couple days ago. Have you heard all of this stuff about Conformity Gate?
So I did, and about the
like a secret final episode.
Yeah. So before I got here, I was reading up, and Netflix actually released a statement. And if you go on Netflix now, if someone wants to hop on, they changed and said all episodes for season are streaming. So it was just your internet hoax.
If you're unfamiliar with it, you need to immediately Google Conformity Gate Stranger Things, because I'm going to look it up because I want to see it. What did you think about the finale? What did you think about the last season, and then specifically the finale?
I loved the last season. I felt like that they could drag it out a little bit longer.
Okay.
They had such a hardcore following of the show, and the seasons were so spread apart with COVID, with the writer's strike and everything that went down. But I thought that they ended it so well, because Netflix is going to be able to take that.
They could spin off,
run 100. Well, they're talking. Another thing I read was that they are doing a spinoff. I think it might be called 1985, but it is going to be
Isn't it animated? Yeah.
Which I hate. There's only one very few animated shows that I could say that I liked.
We've actually talked about animated, like adult shows sounds dirty.
Yeah,
but like,
well, Ryan's a big fan of Lois Griffin and like Marge Simpson, that kind of thing.
I thought you were going somewhere totally different when you said that Ryan was a big fan of after what left
Call
his
me off
mouth.
guard. I don't even know what. All right.
he said Marge Simpson and Lois.
I'm joking. What is the one cartoon though?
It was Big Mouth. Big Mouth,
okay.
Hilarious show.
Strange
I haven't
choice,
watched
but
it in
good
a
show.
couple seasons, so
seen
I'm
it.
behind. But I used to watch it.
Is that the one with Nick Kroll
Yes.
doing like 7 voices?
Oh, and John Mulaney is the other voice actor.
He's a voice actor.
He
on
voices
it?
like 7 of them too.
Really?
Yeah, he does.
Have you ever seen their Broadway thing?
No.
Nick Kroll and John Mulaney. They play like 2 old grumpy men.
I have seen a bit of it, but I never actually
It's
watched
actually hysterical.
it. Yeah. What's funny is they actually like kind of switch characters a little bit. So like John Mulaney plays the little Jewish boy,
Okay.
and Nick Kroll plays the little Catholic boy.
That's funny.
Isn't that fun?
They're smart, super funny, big John Mulaney fan. I was sad when I heard that he was like struggling, but I'm happy to hear he's doing. I mean, he seems to be doing well. You never know with these guys.
He's been
You don't
doing
know.
good for a couple years now, right?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, he came out with Baby J a couple years ago, and that was after he has been through rehab.
Was it?
Yeah, well, yeah,
okay,
because
yeah,
it
that's
was.
the one.
He told the story of his rehab.
right.
It was funny too because there was like a 13-year-old kid in the audience, and he's like, "Who brought him?" You know, he's like, "You're about to learn some things, right?" And he said, "Don't do this."
Yeah.
And I'm like, as a comedian, I know that kid wasn't planted. Like he's filming a Netflix special, and then he knows everybody's going to be watching it, and all of a sudden there's a 13-year-old kid in the audience, and you're like, "This is not for you."
Yeah.
Who brought you?
He did the same thing when he came to Kent. They gave him the Kent Stater, the newspaper, and he just opened it up and started riffing on everybody and how crappy our newspaper was and blah, 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 blah.
I didn't know he came to Kent.
He did, yeah. That was the first comedy show I ever saw live.
When was that?
John Mulaney. That was back, I don't know the
That
year.
had to be a long time ago.
When I was in college, so it was between 2015 and 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's had a couple specials back in that era, but that's wild. Do you know John Mulaney? Do you watch any of his stuff?
I don't. I know of him. I don't really.
We were talking before. You're a big Chappelle fan.
Yeah. Old Dave Chappelle,
like the show
pre disappearing Dave Chappelle, and
it's BD and AD, before disappearing and after disappearing. There's Dave Chappelle. I only really caught on to him AD after disappearing.
Yeah. I caught on to him mid disappearance.
You found his previously recorded stuff during his disappearance.
And then when he came back out, it was like,
oh, there he is. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's too smart for me. I love him though. Like I'll never be on his level.
Yeah. He's gotten smarter.
Next level.
So back to Stranger Things.
Yes.
I think that's where we
did pivot away from it. I'm bummed that I agree with you that there's no secret episode, but I want it so bad.
That would have been epic.
Because the Duffer brothers who produced it and wrote it and were the showrunners, it would have been the most brilliant thing ever to be like, no, you as the audience were part of the shtick. Like you guys were in a trance. This was not real. You have been tricked by the mind flayer. If you haven't watched Stranger Things, none of this is going to make sense. So pause the podcast. There's only 5 seasons. There's 8 or 9 episodes per season. Come back in 24 hours. You'll be done.
Angie Denen was able to watch.
He said,
this is a 2-hour-long episode. There's no way.
It's going to take more like 50 hours.
Yeah.
Well, your mom, Angie, was able to watch. When did she start?
She started when season 5 was released with season 1, and then finished
before you and I did.
When the finale came out.
Oh, really?
Like she caught all the way up in that week, and then watched the finale before I got to. She's like, "Do you want me to tell you?" I said, "I've been watching this show for 9 years." No, don't tell
unfair.
me. 2016 is when it was released.
Did you guys ever watch The Sopranos?
No.
It's been a while for me.
Okay.
But
Do you know about the finale?
No.
Yeah, it just goes black.
It's open-ended is the idea. And like you were pointing out a lot of things with the whole, what'd you call it? Conformity gate?
Conformity theory, conformity gate theory.
So a lot of those things that you point out actually makes it, I think, even better of an ending because now the conversation, just like with the end of Sopranos, continues going. What happened? We can discuss it now. It's open for conversation. You could say, well, I saw that the sign didn't have any words on it, or I saw the colors were wrong, because that opens the conversation.
Yeah.
Did Tony die?
Yeah.
We don't know. You know, same thing with this. I think it makes it a little bit better, even though I don't love the show. I did like the ending.
You didn't love Stranger Things?
I didn't, because I think it was overrated and very corny, and I have a hard time getting behind corny, but it was compelling and it pulled at your heartstrings, which I did like about it. So there was a give and take.
I agree with some of the dialogue. Like there's corny components.
Yeah,
I can look past that when someone is taking bold risks.
Mm-hmm.
And this show was bold.
Yeah.
Like the story they tried to tell, like I can't imagine being a script writer and sitting here going, yeah, we can finish this.
Yeah.
Like I would be so bogged down by it. I'd be like, this doesn't make any sense.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but you ever seen Super 8?
Yes.
So that it always reminded me of Super 8, and it felt very derivative of that movie. The whole series.
That might have been the point, though, because it's very 80s heavy.
It was, yeah.
And Super 8 was about an 8. I mean, the whole point was that it was like filmed on
the little camera,
like an 8mm. Super cool though. So you were a fan of the finale.
I was a fan of the finale.
You thought it wrapped up nicely.
Yeah, and I think 11's still alive.
I was gonna ask. I'm glad you said it
because her sister.
Yep.
Okay.
8.
Yeah. It has the superpower of
Don't laugh.
illusion.
Sorry.
8.
That's her name.
Okay.
She's number 8.
Yeah.
11 and 8.
Yeah, I get it. It's
Yeah.
fine. Sorry.
So 8, 11's sister.
11's sister 8.
Has the power of illusion. If you pay attention to the end where it looks like the upside down is like disintegrating, it shows her wiping away as if she was an illusion.
Yeah, like it did. She didn't disappear. She wasn't there the whole time.
She didn't get hit by debris. She faded away, kind of.
Because the illusion faded and she escaped before all that. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Like, because then so she was an illusion in the back of the truck. Like these are spoiler alerts, guys. Like if you haven't watched it by now, that's your own fault.
We'll put a thing.
And so, did you see that WWE Monday Night Raw is on Netflix? That's where it is now. So it's not on like USA or whatever other cable network it used to be on. So every Monday night, Raw is on Netflix. This past Monday, the first one of the 2026 year, they did a Stranger Things themed show where they had the set, like with the the radio station, the van was there. Yeah. They had the vines laid out all over the place. And there were people in the audience that they had staged holding signs that were saying, "Wake up, Mike." Did you hear or see any of this?
No.
Yeah. And so that led more to this conformity gate thing because they're like, why would they what is Mike dreaming? Is he in a trance? Are we in Mike's mind while Vecna has us in a trance?
Wow.
Like there's all of these thoughts. And even if it's not true, if it was done on purpose to make you think it's true, there's a certain level of brilliance in the marketing attached to that. Like somebody earlier today compared it to like Taylor Swift level Easter eggs, which I think
it was you. You compared it to Taylor Swift.
I said that. It was Allie that said it's like Taylor Swift level. And I said, if they come out with a show tonight that they've planned this whole time, it blows all of Taylor Swift's Easter eggs out of the water.
Yeah. I think it would break the internet.
I mean, it would be insane. And there's definitely, it's a large market, but there's Stranger Things watchers and then there's not, right? And it doesn't cross over. Like they've heard of the show, but if they don't care, they don't care.
Have you had the Stranger Things pizza?
No.
I have. They have it at Meyer. I found it.
What is it?
It's a frozen pizza. It's a Stranger Things frozen pizza, and it's the name of the pizza place.
Oh, in the show.
In the show. I don't know if they still have it, but I had gotten it. I mean, it's your basic frozen pizza.
It's a frozen pizza, but it's exciting.
Cool.
That's the second reference to pizza tonight.
Yeah.
It's only 6:15 right now. I got to get pizza later.
I have to go get you a pie.
Got to get a pie. Rise pie. Do you like Rise pies?
They're closing.
I never had it.
I heard they're closing.
Are they?
The one in Niles, I heard.
Well, the one in Niles is closed. There's only one in Boardman.
Maybe it's the one in Boardman.
Maybe the one in Boardman
too.
Rise pies, you go and it's like a personal size thing, and they cook it in a stone oven right there. It takes like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you just do it all up how you want. It's almost like a Chipotle for pizza.
Yeah.
And then it's right there. Which, by the way, have you ever heard of Piata?
Oh,
it's an Italian street food. It's like Chipotle with Italian food. There's like you pick your pasta, you pick your sauce, you pick your protein.
Yes.
Do you like it?
I love it. I had it for the first time in Columbus.
It's so good.
There's one way up here.
There's one in Canton.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to a meeting and there was one there. Ryan, you been there?
Yeah, I'm Canton local, so I love
Canton.
Piata.
You love Piata?
Yeah, it's like your Italian Chipotle.
We might have to do our next team meeting at Ryan's stomping grounds so we can go to Piata.
Piata. Golden Village Piata.
Yeah, I've been there.
I don't know. I would want Hungry Howie's pizza if I was up that way.
What?
It's pretty good.
Is there
That's the
still
third
Hungry
reference to Pete.
Do you know anything about Hungry Howie's?
I've never heard of Hungry Howie's.
I do. We have one out in Kent. So when I was at Kent State, I was getting
that's where I remember from Hungry Howie's college days. If I visited anyone from Kent, we were ordering Hungry Howie's. They have flavored crust.
Yes,
their specialty.
I will eat an entire other piece of pizza that I didn't need just so I could get
just
to
so
that
you can
crust.
get to the crust.
Legitimately, no other pizza place can I say that about.
Can I talk about something?
Yeah.
This is a safe space, right?
No.
It's not.
No, but you could talk about it.
I'm going to talk about it anyway. Am I going to get in trouble if I mention Dave Portnoy's name? He seems like he's got a lot of pull.
I mean, he listens every week, so.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
But
the one bite, everybody knows the rules, and then you proceed to take 11 bites of pizza, bothers me.
Yeah.
Does it bother anybody else? Is it just me?
Just the fact that he's a Michigan fan. I mean, it's just...
He's a Michigan fan, but they beat us a lot, and he can like toot his horn. Good for him. But I'm very bothered by the fact that he'll hold up a piece of pizza. He'll go 0 flop, perfect undercarriage. One bite, everybody knows the rules. And then he proceeds to take 6 bites of pizza. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Take a bite, put the pizza down, give your rating.
Yeah.
Don't say one bite, everybody knows the rules. Take a bite, take another bite, take 6 more bites, put it down, make a bunch of faces, pick it back up, take a bite of the crust and be like 7.4, then take another bite and go 8.1. What are you doing?
Yeah. He doesn't know the rules. Everyone else does.
I'm ranting. Ryan knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Does it bother you?
No, a little bit. A little bit.
You're just saying that because I'm saying it.
Yeah, he's patronizing you right now.
Get the one bite and get the review. And
say 2 bites, everybody knows the rules. Take a bite from the front, take a bite of the crust, because the crust can make or break pizza. We've talked about, you and I have had this conversation about hot dogs. Bun is a major component to a hot dog.
100% the bun matters.
You have a buddy who has a hot dog shop.
I do.
Let's shout it out. What's the name of it?
It is the Doggone Crazy in Hubbard, right on Main Street.
And that's a buddy of yours. He's amazing cook.
Yes.
We've had a lot of
barbecue.
His food. Yeah.
Shout out his dad's homemade barbecue sauce. Probably one of the best barbecue sauces I've ever had.
Yeah, the dad was the main chef at a different restaurant, and I had a burger there, and I was like, "This is amazing!" It had like a jammy like sauce.
Have a catering business. I think they still do the catering, but they would do. TJ would be familiar with this Scene Park baseball.
Okay.
Where they would play and they did the concessions there. And,
nice.
Oh man, I mean they were making ribs, they were doing all kinds of stuff out there.
We need that over here at the soccer fields when we get that going.
Oh yeah.
We got to pull those connections.
Yeah, but
Doggone Crazy.
I had to think for a second. I didn't want to give it the wrong name, but Doggone Crazy.
It's good. I mean, we had their hot dogs at work one day, and I could be a picky hot dog guy.
Yes.
They're not those hot dog. The style is not my favorite style, but that doesn't say anything about the quality of the hot dog.
They have a pulled pork hot dog.
Yeah,
that's a homemade. That his dad they make out back in their smoker.
Okay,
so it's homemade pulled pork. It's not pork.
Yeah, hot dogs are one of those things where. I don't know. It is what it is. And there's certain styles or whatever. And so I like what I like, but the food is good. Mm-hmm. Like, so if you're a hot dog fan, check out that place. It's just fun. Anyway, we're going on tangents.
Give them the DTMS bump.
Yeah, because we have so many people that are like, tell me about your favorite hot dog. Do you know what I mean? So here's what I want to hear from people. I want to hear your favorite pizzas, and I want to hear your favorite hot dog toppings. I'm a chili cheese guy.
Oh yeah, same. A little bit of onion. Never hurt nobody.
Chili onion. No cheese.
Ryan?
It depends on the cheese though.
The cheese sauce matters.
Cheese sauce matters.
Ryan, what's your hot dog toppings? One of these had sauerkraut on it, didn't it?
I'm probably a chili cheese guy. I did try the pulled pork one from there, and it was really good though. I love barbecue. So
they're not paying for this. Not that they need to, but this is not a paid ad. We just like hot dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we wrap today, we're going to introduce Danny to our regular routine.
Yeah.
Where we've got, what'd you say, 5?
Yeah, a couple fun videos for him to check out.
Some videos for him and I to react to. I have never seen these. They're going to end up on the screen up here. You'll hear them in your thing, and then we'll just see what happens. Like if we have any thoughts, feel free to express them unfiltered. And then we'll see.
Yeah.
I already don't like this.
So this one actually is impressive.
Okay.
So you were watching that F1 movie, so it felt kind of appropriate.
I do like
this
that
is
movie.
how I found this. Someone quoted it and said, "Look how those like quick, instant decision-making skills play when he puts it in a completely new realm." So this is an F1 driver's first time at a shooting range.
Okay. F1 drivers are notorious for having really quick reflexes, really fast reaction times.
They are. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because it is long, but you'll get the idea after the first bit.
Stand by. That was crazy good. For your first day here,
6.17.
amazing.
Wow.
A 1 second draw.
1 second draw. Danny with some law enforcement background.
Law enforcement, and I do have some experience with firearms, and I can tell you what he did is incredibly difficult.
That's Lewis Hamilton, by the way.
That's who I thought it was. I'm excited. I knew that because I'm just now getting into the F1 world.
Yeah. So I'll do one more.
Stand by.
Perfect. Perfect run.
That's incredible. And he's never been on a shooting range
He's never
before?
been to a shooting range. This
That's
is
his
his
first day?
Yeah, that's difficult.
That was awesome.
Isn't that wild? I mean,
More
he keeps
so with
doing
the
it.
handgun than
Yeah.
the long gun, but that's incredible.
He keeps doing it at that speed, getting faster, and doesn't miss. So we don't have to watch the whole thing, but it's incredibly impressive.
Have you ever watched them in like the simulators, like how hard it is to turn the wheels of those cars? Like their core strength's got to be incredible. Like they got to put their whole body into it because the G forces that are pushing against them. So he's probably looking at that like, oh, this is cake. This is easy.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah. That's nothing.
Now see if you can do that while going 200 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, seriously.
So you've been on a shooting range, obviously. You've been through all the training. Did you get tased?
I did not do taser training, but I did do. I've done lots of pepper spray OC training.
What does OC mean?
Oleracin capsicum. It's the scientific name for
the pepper spray?
The pepper spray.
So you have been sprayed with it, like in the eyes?
I've been exposed to it so many times I can't count. More so, I did the initial training when I was in the police academy. Got sprayed. There's an old YouTube video. I wish I could bring it up of 21-year-old me getting pepper sprayed. Oh yeah, I will find it one day.
You got to send it to Brandon. He'll put it in.
And there is.
Oh, he's looking for it.
I'm gonna try, but I don't think I can find this.
Good
what do
luck.
you search?
It's from it's a YouTube video from 20.
Do you remember what it's called?
No.
Oh.
If I do some looking, I might, because I swear I found it not that long ago. Like
You
within
have
the
to
last
see if
year
you
or
can
two.
search for it to see if, and if you find it, send Brandon the link. He's looking for it.
There's
but
no way
who
I'm going to be able
knows?
to find it with these type of details.
Hi, Dan Blount.
Okay.
Take one for Daniel Blount.
Good job,
ready?
Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan. Close your eyes. Okay, open up. Okay. Come on, fight it. Okay, here's the bag.
Come on, Dan.
Fight it. There, you kick it. Right, Dan. Kick it back. Down on the ground. Down on the ground. Tell him, Dan. Tell him, Dan. That's it, Dan. Good job, Dan. All right, stop.
Were you drunk?
And there was also when I worked at the prison, when I went through that academy, we had to go into a chamber, and in prison they have multiple different forms of pepper spray. One of them is called a fogger can. They released a 1 count and it directly attacks your ability to breathe. It has nothing to do with the burn. The burn's there, but you had to go in. You went in with a gas mask. They let an entire 1 pound can go in this room. They had instructors in there with gas masks. You had to take your gas mask off, recite like your state ID number and your address
Before they could,
while cuffing them.
while cuffing
and you're
the
hacking.
training
People
officers.
are throwing up on your shoes. And then you go out, and the kicker is I was doing this training in the middle of summer. So you come outside and it happened to be raining. And it's all over you. It's coming down. It was terrible.
The rain made it worse?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not like running all over you.
Yeah. Pepper spray's terrible. I've gotten secondary from a taser. I was never directly tased, but I can promise you, everyone I know that's actually taken, they call it the I think it's called the 11-second ride when you do the training, where they hit you at the prongs, they hold it for 11 seconds. Everyone says I would rather be tased 10 times over than pepper sprayed ever again.
Really?
Yes. It just lasts so long. And then you go take a shower, and I won't get into details later that night, but it's not fun.
Yeah, it
goes to places.
It
that
runs
burn,
into
yes.
it runs into openings that it shouldn't run into.
Yeah.
Gross. One time there was a kid at a staff member at Refuge who had a pepper spray container on her keychain, and she's like, "I don't know why I have it on there. It's broken." And I was like, "Is it?" And then I held it down on the ground and I hit it once. Just that's it. That was all it was. Within 20 minutes, we had to leave the building. And I didn't even like, it literally held it. Like you can't see the whole shot. If you go to the 2-shot, like literally I just held it like this down on the ground, not pointing at anybody. And I went like that. That was all it was. Less than half a second of spray. Within 20 to 30 minutes, we had to leave the building because, and it was upstairs at Refuge.
Yeah.
That little spray filled, it wasn't in an eye. It just, and it didn't burn our eyes, but it got into the air. And every time you tried to take a breath, you started coughing and it burned your throat.
Now
that was just that.
Take that. Okay. Cause that's a citizen. You're able to buy that at your local hardware store. You can go to they have different levels, and percentages of like the oleracin, that the amount of the chemical that's in there. And about the year, 6 months before I left the state prison I worked for, they came out with this stuff called Phantom. That was the name of it. It was a blue can called Phantom. Yeah. And the stories I would hear in the segregation unit, they let a spray go and they had to evacuate segregation. That's how brutal it was. Air it out like it. Yeah.
That's insane. All right. We got another video.
And name this one, Oh Dear. Put a warning up for the viewers. No. Ready?
Was that a deer?
Holy shit.
Oh! The end of it.
Hold on a minute. Go back.
That makes me mad because he really did hit a deer.
You do the whole thing again?
Yeah. Play the whole thing.
Oh, it ran right out in front of him.
Holy shit.
Listen to it. That deer was not standing there. I hate when they edited that. Okay, so I get what they're trying to do, but the video without that little cut is, wait, that looks pretty good. That deer's terrifying.
That is kind of scary.
So listen to the sound coming out of this man.
He looks like he's about to get up and brush it off.
The friend laughing is questionable.
Listen to the
too.
sound of this man. The ooh when he's trying to get up. Listen to this.
Oh no!
Right here.
Holy shit!
That man is in pain.
Knocked the wind out of him a little bit.
He cannot. He is fighting for life.
You think? I think the grape lady. Remember the grape lady stomping on grapes? Yeah,
that one.
She sounded like she was in worse shape.
You know, one of my favorite comedic shows, 30 Rock. Anytime Tina Fey would fall, she would mimic that person. You had a motorcycle.
I did.
All of these videos are bringing up such good conversations.
I had a motorcycle. It's a funny story because the amount
Did
of
you ever hit a deer?
No,
Did you ever wipe out? Did you ever wreck?
No, I didn't wreck. I had to set it down actually very, very close to here. So I was up at the top of Church Hill, the big hill.
Yeah.
And my friend that was teaching me to ride, because I had never ridden dirt bikes when I was younger. So I didn't understand the whole concept of shifting on a motorcycle. And he said, well, it's sink or swim. Now, my first motorcycle was a 1600cc, like Softail, full blown, like man's motorcycle, like if you could picture it.
Yeah.
And I get to the top of this hill and I stall it out. Andy, I had a line of cars behind me. What I wanted, if you ever had a moment where you wanted to crawl into a hole, I was like, well, this is embarrassing. And you know, it's a 600-pound, 700-pound bike. There's no just getting off and moving it to the side. So I got cars behind me honking. My friend's cracking up. He thinks it's the greatest thing in the world.
I'm sure.
That was, but I learned after that, and I had to convince my parents to let me get this thing. I kept it. I sold it before I graduated college and paid off the loan that I bought it with, and we're done. Never owned one again. It's too sketchy. Yeah. Bikes are sketchy. I saw a lot of things, nothing. I never wrecked or anything like that. But
my mother-in-law, I told her, I said, I like the idea of a motorcycle. Like there's like a romance to it that I feel like would be fun. And she's like, you're never allowed to get one. Yeah. And I looked at her like, I don't know that you get to, I mean, I'm married to your daughter, but like, that's not something you get to say, right? Yeah. Like, I wasn't mad about it, but I was like so shocked. Yeah. She's like, she worked in a hospital and she's seen the road rash. And she's like, she goes, I've seen bones exposed that aren't like, not because they were broken, but because they literally rubbed the skin all the way down to their skeleton.
You can be the best rider in the world,
It takes
it doesn't matter.
Fluke road item or a bad driver, you know?
I mean, we had lots of, when I worked at the prison, we had lots of people who worked there who rode motorcycles, and I 2 instances where we lost coworkers to motorcycle and it wasn't their fault. It's other people on the road.
Yeah,
so
it is scary.
That's tough stuff.
Speaking of motorcycles, though, this is a complete hard left turn from what, because that's kind of a heavy morbid thing. We're also both big fans of Sons of Anarchy.
Yes,
the TV show. That's another
probably
TV show
my
that we
all-time
both really
favorite
like.
TV show there.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear the Anthony Jeselnik joke about getting a motorcycle?
No.
He gets up there and he's like, I always wanted a motorcycle. It took a lot of courage for me to finally tell my mom, but I had to do it. I said, Mom, I'm getting a motorcycle. And she goes, absolutely not. My brother died in a motorcycle accident. You could just have his.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. I could talk about Jeselnik comedy.
Yeah, it's a specific kind.
Oh, it's a very specific kind. We have no time in this podcast to go into one of my favorite ones, but it has to do with his grandma giving him a Bible. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
I don't know if I do.
Oh, man. We'll have to talk. I mean, another time.
Yeah.
But so funny. All right. We got a couple more.
We got a couple more. This one's pretty quick. This one's called Dad Clears Creek.
Oh, no.
Papa, let me hear you. Papa.
Oh, he does not clear this creek.
Oh, hold on.
Wait, look at him. It looks like that was his intention the whole time.
What kind of shoes is he wearing?
Like his entire motive was to dive headfirst into this creek.
Just wearing tissue boxes on his feet. I mean, with that.
I'm just trying to see if they're New Balances or not.
Nah,
Of course
actually,
they are.
I think they're Adidas.
Oh, that's
Oh,
all
I
right.
can't really
Those
tell.
aren't Adidas. Are
Let's go AI. He's wearing Adidas shorts, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, no, maybe
He's got
just...
4 stripes. That's not Adidas.
That's not Adidas. Yeah.
That's B Adidas.
That's
So he started fall. I mean, he didn't even make the break of
he
the.
didn't even like...
Didn't even jump.
He didn't even begin to jump.
So who thought that this man?
I want to know who... Ryan, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say that I don't think look how horizontal he is
Yeah.
on Instagram.
I
It's
want to know
crazy.
who. If was there? There's got to be alcohol involved.
I want to know...
Oh, probably.
He doesn't look like he's ever made a jump like this in his life.
That's how I fell in that foot race on the first episode. Remember that?
Yeah, but at least you weren't trying to jump. You were trying to run, and you got a little top heavy.
That's exact way I fell, though. I started. It's too late to do anything about it. Just keep sending
keep
it. Take the next step.
Did he think
Splash.
at any point, did he think, oh, I'm good, I'll make it?
What was his plan if he did clear it?
That was where he was supposed to jump. But
Listen, I'm not
he
going to
slipped.
body shame here, but if this man, even if he did clear,
How's he going to land?
his knees aren't. Nothing's going to
Yeah.
take it. He's going to face plant no matter what.
We're really up against time, and I know you're going to pull up another one. Have you seen this thing about talking about people biffing? This is, man, my transitions are terrible today. Have you seen what Netflix is doing on January 23rd or whatever with the one guy who's going to climb a building free solo?
no.
Is it Alex?
Well, I can't think of his
Connolly?
name. Yeah,
Alex
he's the
Connolly?
one who did. There's a documentary on Disney Plus called Free Solo, and he climbed a rock solo. Free solo. He climbed a rock, and no rope, no nothing. If he falls, he's dead. And he had a film crew, and they filmed it, and the film crew is like terrified the whole time.
Yeah.
Now he's about to climb a 101-story building in like Taiwan or somewhere, and it's just going to be live on Netflix.
Wow.
This stuff blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like the Walenda guy is always walking a high wire.
Yeah. Sounds like a modern day gladiator in a way.
I
People are
mean,
going to
it's-
watch a guy potentially die.
Like you can't. Like
I think I cut it quick. Yeah, they could.
I mean, like there's a delay and they're going to cut away,
Yeah.
but like you're still going to see him.
You're going to see him fall. You're going to see
him
please
lose
stand by
grip.
technical difficulties.
You're going to see, can't, or they're going to cut away to somebody on some set somewhere and be like, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know what happened. Like, anyway.
Yeah.
But guess who'll be watching? This guy. Because I got to see if he does it.
Yeah.
Because of course he's going to.
Yeah.
But is he? Or is that the whole shtick? Like, is there just a giant net down there that we're not going to see? Like, I don't know.
I don't know who I heard talking about it, but they were talking about Evel Knievel and how, like, towards the end of his career, people would actually start packing up once he landed it because they showed up not to watch him land it. They were certain he was going to crash. And if he didn't, just like you would on the third quarter of a basketball game,
You
your
just
team's
leave
winning,
early.
left early to avoid the traffic.
The rush.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Did you ever watch Evel Knievel stuff, like clips?
Yeah, here and there.
Because I've seen some of those Daredevil things before, and it's wild.
Yeah.
This anyway. Hopefully hopefully that guy lands at the top of the building when he climbs up there.
All right. Well, here's the last one. This one is called "That's My Boy." Little heartwarming one for the end.
He said that's my boy.
Look at the dad or whoever. Yeah,
You're so happy.
he's crying.
You all right, man? Oh, shoot.
Send that to Disney.
I'm not okay.
Oh, he's kissing her. Oh, yay.
I'm not a huge fan of Disney World, but that one got me.
Why?
I just, again, overrated. I can't like good things. You know that about me. I just can't.
You've been to Disney?
Yeah, just recently for the second time. The first time in my life, I don't really remember it.
You
but
were younger.
Yeah, it was a great time. I loved it and went with my nieces, nephews, and my whole family.
Your brother is infamous for being well planned out trip maker.
Yeah, he's in the wrong career field. He should have been a travel planner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Courtney was like, if we ever do Disney, we need. Was it Nick?
Yeah.
She's like, if you ever do Disney, you need to let Nick take care of the planning.
He took us to Mexico, and I was very, a little worried. We weren't doing it all inclusive, and we wound up on an island with this beautiful house.
I remember
everything
stories.
was planned out. It was great.
Before we're gonna let everybody go. We're about 12 minutes past time, but you got some trips coming up. Where are you going this year? You got some exciting things coming up.
I'm gonna visit. We're going to visit my brother in Texas.
Yeah.
He lives just outside of Houston. We're doing that in March. That'll be Courtney's first time there. She's excited.
Yeah, sure. It's a good time.
Actually, we're gonna be the barbecue restaurant that I've been eating at there for years and years and years. Has 2 Michelin stars now.
Nice.
So we got to get there early. And so it's awesome.
That's exciting. And then you got a Punta Cana trip, don't you?
Yeah, in June.
Yeah.
What?
And then Punta Cana?
Oh, Punta Cana.
What did I say? What did you think
No,
I said?
I didn't know what you said. This was like, what?
It's not Venezuela.
Topical.
Politics.
Man. Yeah.
It's and then we got Paulie's again in July this year instead of August.
Yep.
And then you guys might pop down in August. And then we got the October trip like normal.
Yeah.
So
it's a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time
food.
to travel, good time to enjoy. We got to go get last year we went to the restaurant. We got the Wagyu ribeye, but we are committed. We're going to do the Wagyu filet.
We could do a whole podcast on Andy and I's decision making that day.
Yeah. We'll save it.
Yeah.
Cuz we're going to do another podcast after we go eat the other one.
We're going to what we got to do. Speaking of going back to Reese, we got to get Reese. We got to do maybe a special edition in the kitchen.
We've already beat you to it. 2 weeks from today, we're filming with Reese in my new kitchen at the new house. So you got to come over.
Okay.
We'll do that. It'll be a good time.
Sounds good to me.
Because we got some, we have some announcements that we're going to make next week about some future things happening with DMR and some YouTube stuff. Which again reminds me as we wrap, head over to Replay Studios on YouTube and look for some new stuff that's going to be coming. DTMS is still going to be here on the YouTube channel, but it's going to be, we're going to in collaboration with. So we're going to point everybody over to there to tune in and watch it over there at Replay Studios. You can youtube.com/@studiosreplay and then, or you could search Replay Studios. So check that out. Danny, thanks for sitting in, man.
Thanks for
We've been
having
talking
me.
about it for a while. The schedules didn't always line up and we got a little bit behind on the schedule, what we planned. So thanks for sticking around, being patient. As always, Ryan and Brandon making me look and sound better than I actually do. Thanks for everything, fellas.
Of course.
And then we are going to be, this is what, 25, I said, right? So episode 25, super exciting. Stay tuned, guys. It's 2026. Anything could happen. We'll be back next week. Stay tuned. We'll see you then.